What do you want now, Mr. Potty Mouth?
But Mr. Krabs, I never use immoderate language like...
Those were my hands, not my ass. That's gonna be a crazy intro to start the video. Them claps probably didn't even sound like my hands.
Oh, nigga, you gay!
I bet, so we here. A new week, a new chapter. Amen. This chapter continues from the game-winning goal from Isagi, hitting that hard celebration. Yeah, I'm rubbing it in. So let's get into it. Chapter 295. Did I just say chapter 295? I meant to say chapter 294. Fuck. My bad, chapter 294. Champion. So we begin this chapter coming off of the game-winning goal against PXG. All of the BLUELOCK TV subscribers are hyped in awe, and I'm just like them too. Got someone's own mom celebrating with their son. She probably never watched football a day in her life. That's how you know the moment is bittersweet. An A-rater comes in saying the world is overturned by the explosive golden goal. The Demon King who scored devoted himself to victory. And just look at this Isagi slide panel. Ooh, I knew Kaneshiro was gonna make sure we get a different angle of this. Told Nomura in the office to go crazy with that art. He always delivers. The announcer still screaming goal too. Truly peak. All the boys, Raichi, Hiyori, Corona, and Igarashi are running straight towards Isagi, ready to celebrate with him. Igarashi instantly let them tears go away from last chapter. Hiyori making sure he the first one to get on top of Isagi. Pause, resume. The announcer continues saying in the finale of the Neo-Egoist League, the one who scored the final goal is Isagi Yoichi. And in that moment, Bastard Munich achieved total victory. Yes sir, let the world know. We then get to see some of the PXG players' reactions, and let's look at all of them individually. First, Charles. Mr. I don't want to play anymore, sub me out. Little nigga was making this face, and I'm just like, but why? Some say you definitely in the conversation of selling the game. Next we have Karasu. Honestly, he did his thing this match. He's still cool to me. Now let's get a load of these guys. Santetsu, aka the Switch Lite version of Chigiri. You know, he's one of the more fleshed out side characters in BLUELOCK. And alongside Karasu, I would say he did his thing in this match. Like realistically, this is his best performing game. Now Nanase, we just know he's finished. There's no way in hell we are seeing him in the top 23. And don't get me started with that one link up pass with Rin in chapter 251. Yeah, no, it was cool and all, but I don't care if he's ambidextrous or anything else. That tongue freak called him his property. It's raps for my guy. And finally, let's talk about the biggest elephant in the room, Tokumitsu. First off, where has he been? As far as I know, man's been on some Casper the Friendly Ghost timing, straight up spectating. Last time we saw him drawn was in chapter 286, if I'm not mistaken. Shit is so sad, bruh. His prime really was just his introduction during the second selection. I'm already knowing a Tokumitsu fan gonna be in my comment section talking about disrespect on Tokumitsu will not be tolerated. Man, shut up. Anyways, with that out the way, on the next page, Kaiser is completely crushed, baffled, thinking about how in the last play, Isagi devoured everything, stating that when Ness got the ball, Isagi didn't stop like him, but swiftly moved to the next action, following up with some more talk about how during his and Shido's obstruction, Isagi took the opportunity to shake off Rin's effective 4-meter range. And at the same time in that moment, Ness possessed an imagination different from before and made an amazing pass, the best route for it. Kaiser realizes that Isagi bet everything on this last point and got away with it, pairing the drive pass coming from behind with his direct shot, and in result, the best shot was made. But despite it all, Kaiser makes note of that something like that could have been possible in his case if he had just read Ness's mind. And look at Ness, man, making a face only Kaiser fans can, saying,
Ah, Kaiser.
Dick Rider! Dick Rider! Dick Rider! Dick Rider!
Blue Rose Boy still yapping over here, giving us a synopsis that we already know about, coming to the conclusion that Ness most likely made that pass not to the old him, but to the new evolving him. As we see more of the fallen emperor drown in the black void paired by Ness with nothing to be said, Kaiser still continues on, just checking himself, talking about how he got angry and stopped, thinking that a swine couldn't change. Let that swine word go, bro. He questions himself if cutting Ness off and stopping was the reason he lost. But no, that's just not it. The first and the biggest reason that he lost, according to him, was that playing with Isagi, it was just too much fucking fun. And guys, I think some of y'all's goat lost it, because if you were to tell me back then that Kaiser would say these words out of his mouth, I would have looked at you with the straightest face in the world, because we got him crashing out about football being fun with another man before GTA 6.
Oh my god, corny, lame, boo, tomato, 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 I'm throwing tomatoes.
Moving on, he states the euphoria of endless possibilities slowed him down, stirring back to the origins of his malice and just taking away. He was supposed to come back to zero, but in conclusion, he says everything was brought about by the freedom Isagi gave forgave him. Ness wasn't the reason he lost, it was himself who let go of the malice towards Isagi. And my goodness, Isagi is always gonna be my MC, but Kaiser talking like this nigga the Messiah. Speaking of which, the GOAT walking towards Kaiser asked if Ness is special to him, and Isagi must have known he wasn't getting a response, immediately adding on that Ness is just an equal player who hid his possibilities, pointing out in the last moment my fault, nigga's face threw me off, pointing out in the last moment that he, Kaiser, treated him differently, and based on their relationship, Ness was deemed as worthless. Isagi puts out his hand towards Kaiser, saying instead of him fully becoming a machine for the goal, instead he acted on those feelings of his, completing that last piece that decided the outcome between them. And Kaiser, hearing all this, just decides to ask, "What do you want?" After that lame-ass question, Isagi responds saying the contract they had for that one goal is over. And right on the next page, we get to see a close-up of this maniac slur Sagi pop out giving his farewell to Kaiser with this disrespectful line of "Thanks for your hard fucking work, my finest clown."
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
Headshot to the dome. Kaiser rejects the handshake with Isagi, which Isagi was looking surprised like he didn't just call him a clown 2 seconds ago. So with that, the Neo Eagles League has concluded all of its matches, says the announcer, as Bastard Munich are the champions. Isagi had to hit one more mini celebration for the road, clenching his fist as Kaiser in the back looking sorry as hell. But who we all truly wanted to see was Rin. And when we get to the panel, hold up, zoom in once, zoom in twice, zoom in thrice. Is that Predator's eye? Hey, yo, ref, get this nigga right here. Get him gone off the field. Who is gonna tell him the match is over? This is what I'm talking about. You know what? More on that later. Eventually, we then end this chapter going to the last page. The announcer finally reveals that the final salary rankings will be shown, with an ending text adding the final rankings will be revealed at last, and the time goes back in a different place. Of course, Nagi and Rayo's outcome in the match versus FC Barcha, taking place 33 minutes earlier, and that's about it. To be continued. Aritake no yume wo gaki asume dana dana sagashi mono sagashi yuku no sa. What the fuck am I doing? Okay, so I would give this chapter a good 7 to 8 out of 10. It was mostly just a lot of yapping, especially from Kaiser's part. Like, bro was losing it. Definitely the main highlight of this chapter, though, was Isagi sunning Kaiser. Put that man in his place. I know the flight back home to Germany about to be full of hate and eternal rage. Kaiser not finna say a word on that plane. Now, as far as other things go, I took the time to get all of Ness's reactions this chapter, so I'll put it on the screen. It's actually crazy how many times he was making this same face of shock. Now, 2 more things before we wrap up this video. One is, I know I might sound like a broken record, but nigga, how you gonna tell me Rin was over here calling Isagi a demon king last chapter, and then this chapter he got his Predator's eye out, locked in and ready? You not slick, bro, staring at us like it's not over yet. Yes, it is. And again, Rin fans, gun to the back of your head, name 5 reasons him popping out Predator's eye makes sense here.
Fuck are y'all what y'all talking about, bro? You're dying. You're literally dying. You're dead. On God.
The second thing is, with the predictions for the next chapter, which will show the end to Manshine v Barcha, I think we can all be in agreement that Nagi and Rayo are definitely winning this match, unless some magical BS happens, which I highly doubt, because Barcha is unfortunately just cooked. I feel bad that in this entire arc, Ro got ridden with the worst team in the league on paper. Like, besides Lavinho, he really got no one else. And don't even try to say that Bamatoya. I know y'all. No break next week, so that's enough of me for today. I'll see y'all in chapter 295, titled number 1. And let me know your predictions for the final salary rankings, specifically the top 6 or all 23 if y'all want in the comments. Anyways, like, subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your day or night. Bye.